Thanks, Sebastian, for the introduction. So, hi, everybody. I'm Franck Milone, the founder of DelleD with the brand La Fleur, which is specialized into medical cannabis. So we are at the end of the day. So some of the topic I will talk about, you have already heard about. But what I want to do today is to give an overview of what is the challenge in France for a startup in the cannabis and hemp industry, and how after quite long way we achieved to make a first seed round of a few millions. Okay, so I got the diagnosis of MS in 2009 when I was in my 18th. I found DelleD in 2014. I first specialized the company into the agronomic side of the plants. So I've started to develop LED lamps. I started to go to China and make special design and to create brands in France to sell horticultural LED lamps. And then in 2015, get involved into the association for patient advocacy in France. And between 2014 and 2018, I made like a world tour of innovation around cannabis in US, in Jamaica, in Australia to really get the symposium scientific and the business side. And so through this journey, I had the opportunity to be at the INSM hearing for the setup of the experimentation in 2018. And then we first launched our first preclinical trial with academic partner in France on cannabis ingredients and cancer cells. So first, the French paradox. We are the hemp EU leader with nearly 2,000 hectares of seeds production and 15,000 hectares for fibers and seeds for oil. We are also the first country with cannabis consumption, or maybe also it's an explanation of the result that we have no medical cannabis production in France and we have no medical cannabis access until the beginning of the experimentation in March 2021, after nearly 3 years of negotiation with the health agency in France. Maybe the first 2 points explain the 2 next points. It's maybe because we have a lot of cannabis consumption in France that the politicians don't want to move that fast on medical cannabis because there is a lot of stigma around cannabis. And also regarding hemp production, we have also a great business around hemp. And so the fact that cannabis may be authorized to use the flowers of hemp can impact the production of hemp in open fields, for example. So, from what Sebastian says before, the use of seeds and stems only law with the arrêté of 1990s that says that no use of flowers that you get from hemp. So thanks to Sebastian's, the France needs to buy into Europe laws now, and so there is ongoing work to make an evolution of the law for to be able to use flowers for derivatives, because now, as said, we can import product, but you can't use your own French flowers to produce derivative. And then you have the medical cannabis. So since 2013, as the Italians did, we, thanks to GW Pharmaceuticals and their lobbying, we are allowed to have medical-based drugs in France. So you can make drugs development and then ask for a market authorization for your product, and up, here we are. But you can even produce, sell your products if you have the market authorization. But at the end, nothing's happened. It means that there is no reimbursement for the product that got a market authorization, so there is no product in the pharmacies. You can have access to the Sativex and Epidiolex in France, but mostly through the ATU system, so it's the early access CHEM. So you have to have a dossier with your doctor that explains why you need it. And last but not least, the research is permitted. So a lot of people are waiting for like regulatory change, but if you want to do research and work on cannabis, you can do it. So first, choose your business. There is a lot of business around hemp and cannabis. It's not an exhaustive list. And the large panel of businesses means also a lot of regulatory issues, because nearly each type of business, you have a special regulatory frame. For the food and beverage, you have novel food. For the cosmetic, you have to buy into the causing. For the pet food, you need to have the discussion with the ANSES. So it's quite difficult, and that's one point in your journey. That's also why we moved on the horticultural LED and the agronomic side. That was a way to can develop business around the plants and the expertise and be within the law. Back then I was like 22 years old, and not big background in the regulatory framework in the world regarding narcotics and development on of pharmaceutical development. So that was a good start for me, I think. So does cannabis business is the same than other biotech topic? From now, my answer will be no, not at all. Because when you look at the numbers, there is a lot of difference. The French biotech raised more than $1 billion in 2020, more than 60% more than the previous year. Most of the funds are coming from abroad, because in France is the first country in Europe for abroad investment, for foreign investment. And you can compare with that with some of the few numbers available for cannabis as hemp businesses in France. So you have first, it's Aelis Pharma. It's a spin-off from the INSERM of Public Academy, with a big professor that is making synthetic compound to treat the cannabis dependency with a new synthetic entity. That they were raised nearly 20 million. So that's the cannabis-related business in France that has raised more money at the time. Greenleaf has been acquired by Emax, but we don't have any numbers on that. There is Rainbow for 1 million in 2020, and us in 2020 also, just during the first confinement, where we raised 3 millions. Also, we can look to the why cannabis business don't raise that much money compared to other biotechs or any tech company. That's also because the market is not mature at all, and there is a little bubble around the cannabis listed company, mainly by Canadians. That was finance guy that's were pretty good at pitching, and so they made their value on their expected the production capacity, so the number were quite big. And then when they came to the reality, so the production were not on the follow the Excel, and there were problems to sell the cannabis made by the Canadians. That's why they lose a lot of value, and it doesn't help at all the French company to explain to investors that, okay guys, you can invest, no problem, the cannabis will make a lot of money, we're on the edge, trust us. Because when they have a look on the global scale, and they have a look to the Canadian stock value, it put us in a bad situation. So one thing we got now in France, and that's funny because we have the French experimentation of medical cannabis that just started in March, and that's also the mostly the Canadians or the Canadians in Australia that provide the cannabis for free. And when you you say for free in the that doesn't give more value to the cannabis business in the eyes of French investor. Because they say, why if the Canadians give the cannabis for free, why will you make some money from your cannabis production if you do so? I don't come back to all the details regarding experimentation, because I think that's a lot of people told you about that. The thing which is also funny for us that we try to participate to the experimentation with the importation of cannabis, but to make special cartridges of cannabis flow with a connected medical device, and we were not able to participate because the manufacturing of the cannabis product in France without the market authorization is not allowed. So we've been out of the experimentation, but we are waiting for the medical device. And so, have we raised money? First, during the first 6 years or 7 years of the company, made a lot of meetings with laboratory, academics, scientifics, people, and so that's how we became a biotech company. We started to make the R&D and the preclinical trials in 2018 with our academical partnerships, and that's really give us some consistency and some tangible elements for the investors also. And what that helps us, that the first cannabis importation that we had in 2019, that allow us to make trials on the extraction. So we were the one of the first company in France to import some kilos of cannabis for R&D, and so now we can move back and forward within France some cannabis for R&D, which takes a lot of time to have the first. So that's just to come back to the some of the first slide where you can do research, and why we did that also is that I think that we will bring value to people by doing so, and that cannabis can't be seen as an opportunity, as only an economic opportunity, but really opportunity for people. And I think R&D and research and clinical research will bring a lot of value to people, and that's how the company can last long. I think it's bringing company to people. Or ongoing projects. So, as said, we started the preclinical trials in 2018. We expect to start the first in human on the clinical trial in 2022 for cancer treatments. We are doing the animal model trials this year. We are also working close with some universities, some university and hospital to create clinical trial. So actually, we get the four other clinical trial in creation. The idea is we need to get data in the classic way for the pharmaceutical industry if we want to convince the prescriber to prescribe. And we totally understood that the real world data and real world evidence, you can bring it and put it on the table. The doctors his knowledge and his confidence in why and how he prescribe, that's the clinical study. You don't get a clinical study, you don't get prescription. And if we keep the cannabis into that special scheme of access, a lot of people won't access to medical cannabis if we don't bring clinical trials. So that's our way to develop medical cannabis. And also we were starting this year some R&D cultivation in France, where we can expect to have some first batch within the end of the year. What's our plan? So we based the company office in Angers, because Angers it's in west of France. Angers is the capital of the special vegetal, so the plants production for special application. So we get a lot of echo within the territory, because there is a lot of expertise in terms of vegetal. So that's why we've bring the company there. We plan to build a 50,000 square meters R&D and production complex. We are trying to have quite of ecologic development using soil for the building. Within this building, we are doing a photonic and AI R&D center. So it means we will use the lights and the AI to optimize the plant's production within vision, some vision, machine vision, and other technological implementation. And also we are trying to boost our clinical development program thanks to that fundraising Series A. And we nearly already financed 80 million through a public-private partnership. So the aim of that complex is to shorter the time to develop a special cultivar, and to bring that cultivar to pharmaceutical use. Let's say so. We want to maximize the production of current minor cannabinoids, but still on plants. We want to produce plants, not only ingredients, and to bring that agronomical work to the pharmaceutical world. So don't hesitate to follow us and to contact us if you have any questions. I've been quite short, but I think that's the end of the day, so everybody will be happy.